Nyjah Huston here, and we're about to talk about 5 of my gnarliest tricks ever. First one, switch big heel, Hollywood 16. I think I was 17 or 18 years old at the time, and I was in the middle of filming for maybe the DC part. And it was a funny night, actually. Around this time, I was still so juiced on skating at night for some reason. Like, me and the boys just always wanted to be out night filming. We used to skate like all the way through the night sometimes. But this was a weird one because I had any day I could go try this trick, and it was a Halloween. There was a diamond party at the Diamond Warehouse. I think it's around like 10, 11 p.m. And I decided that I want to go try this switch big heel. So I leave the diamond party. I go to Hollywood. We light it up with Chris Ray. Try this switch big heel. I think I landed within like 5 or 10 tries. And it was just like, I don't know, somehow it was such a casual situation to just go try that. And landed it and then went back to the diamond party and started kicking with everyone again. It was just, yeah, such a random night.
I love that.
We got the kickflip back grind. I think it's a 24 rail, somewhat mellow 24 rail. Actually, no, it's not that mellow. It's not that mellow. I had been to the spot and did back 5-0 on it. And then I think that's what made me think like, oh, I definitely want to do something else on this. The thing literally took like 3 hours to land. And the main reason why it took so long is because the rail curves to the left, and then also the roll up was curving to the left. And it was very much not an ideal situation for that trick for me, because when I flip into rails, anything backside, I go very like straight on. And I feel like all the ones I like did commit to and try to lean more to the left, they just went wrong. And that's why there's so many clips of me like eating shit, tumbling down the fucking dirt, like screaming, freaking the fuck out. Like, it was a straight battle. It was a session. It made it happen though. I think I ended up landing it pretty soon before it was getting dark. Man, it was a big relief after that one. It was well deserved. Back in the day, dreads, I think I was 11 years old, and I was looking for an ender for my element part. This is my element video. I think it was towards the end of the trip. It had been a very good, productive trip, and we end up at this like crazy big double set, and I feel like no one had probably even thought about skating it before, because honestly it was like a pretty shit double set. I guess it made sense because I was a small little kid to skate it, but it was super narrow, super tall, and I ended up trying this kick flip. I think it took about like 5 or so tries, bruised my heel in the first couple tries, rolled away somehow, and man, it was, I mean, you could tell in the footage, it was a rough spot. It was rough ground. I think it like kind of had a launch ramp off the run up. You could see like how I like got so much air off of it, even though I didn't have much pop at the time. But yeah, I made it happen, and that was the ender for my This Is My Element part. Crook nollie flip, last trick in my till death part. It was hard to figure out a last trick for that part that I was personally gonna be satisfied with, because I'm not an easily satisfied person when it comes to having something like a last trick for a part, or just having a part in general. Like, I just always want to be doing more. I always want to be challenging myself, always want to be pushing myself. We were on a trip to NorCal. That was the main reason why I went up there, was to skate that kinked rail and try that trick, and then also skate the curved rail that I did the 5-0 on. Came time to try that one. Battled it for a couple hours, and I felt very good about landing it. Cops come, kicked out. That was one of the worst kickouts of my whole life. The next day, came back, started battling it again. I was insanely sore. I remember my knee injury on my left knee, the bone bruise. It was hurting so bad the next day that it took me like an hour of like skating around the parking lot just to like get warmed up enough to hop on the rail. It was going well a lot faster than the first day, so I was hyped, I was feeling good. I think still I stuck a couple until I got the right one to roll away from. Honestly, like crook nollie flips, I've never really felt like I was that good at the trick in the first place, and that's why you can see in the clip, I have to adjust my foot into the perfect position to be able to get the right flip out. And I remember standing on top of that one and thinking like, oh, finally I'm right on top where I need to be. My balance is right, and my foot feels like it's in the perfect spot. It worked out, and that's definitely one of my most memorable tricks ever. Next one is the gap back lip. It was my second last trick in the Disorder video that came out earlier this year. I had seen that hubba a year or so before that. I'd been to the spot to skate something else there, and I saw it before people fixed it all up and stuff. Actually, shout out Jamie Foy. He's the one who made the hubba skatable in the first place. There's a whole roll-up situation that you have to fix up. So I was not even planning on going to that spot or trying it that day, but we were out skating with some of the boys. We were skating this big 20 rail before. The homie Quasi, who also skates for Disorder, he lip slid this crazy fucking 20 rail. And he honestly got me so juiced that I was like, fuck, like I want to get a clip today. And after watching that, I'm trying to skate something beast. You just hyped me the fuck up. So I was like, oh, let's go check out the hubba and see if we're feeling it. We set up the roll up. It's like this crazy like wood situation. Cause right before the rail, there's like this weird like ditch. It like dips down, so you have to level it out. I fucking hate when roll up is bad for like a spot that's that scary, because it's just like it makes it hard to fully concentrate on the actual spot and the trick that you're doing. When you're rolling up, you're just like, all right, like I hope this roll up doesn't like knock me off balance or something like that. It's like the only thing that's going through your mind. But luckily there's the 18 rail. We were able to kind of get used to it and warm up on that. So grinded that a few times and then started rolling up to the back lip. The back lip ended up taking, I think, around 5 tries. Kind of bruised my heel a little bit on a couple of them, but they all went pretty smoothly. I basically just slid down and was just waiting for the right one to stick, because that hubba ends really fucking tall. The first one I stuck, rolled away, and yeah, that was it. It was a good sesh that day. I'll throw in a little extra one for you guys to hype up one of the last tricks that's in my new part coming out with Ant Travis and Nike. It's a switch front blunt. The photo came out on Thrasher a few months back. I'd driven past the spot a lot, and I was like, damn, switch front blunt is definitely possible on this, but it's very sketchy because there's a wall at the bottom of the rail. So let's say you get on the switch front blunt a little too much on the rail, you're gonna like literally just smash into this wall. And on a couple of the tries, I do come very close to hitting my head on it. It was a hectic situation. There was like a lot of people watching and just there was a lot going on. And it was definitely one of those tricks to roll away from and be very relieved that I did not get absolutely smoked. And I'm stoked for you guys to see the clip. It's gonna be a sick one. Not the ender, or I wouldn't be telling you about it, but it's around there. That's it right there. 5 of my gnarliest tricks ever, plus one of the extra ones, the switch front blunt you'll see in the new part. Can't wait for you guys to see it.